All right, what is up, everybody? We are back. One other edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about Bradley Beal. He's officially been bought out by the Phoenix Suns and plans to sign a 2-year deal with the LA Clippers. I want to talk about it from many different angles and sides here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos on the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications, doing all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Link to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So, it is official. Bradley Beal has finally been bought out by the Phoenix Suns. Shams reported earlier this morning that the Suns are planning to buy out Bradley Beal, and he is agreeing to a 2-year, $11 million deal and will join the LA Clippers, which has been a team that, ever since they made the trade last week to trade away Norman Powell and bring in John Collins, it looked like the Clippers are a front runner to sign Beal, and they finally get him. We're going to talk about it first from the side of it's finally over. The Bradley Beal and Phoenix era is finally over. It's been 2 years of disappointment, 2 years of a lot of question marks, and just it wasn't great. We obviously all know that. I mean, when the Wizards gave him that huge contract, I think a lot of people kind of assumed that it wasn't going to go super well. Not that he wasn't deserving of it, because he was amazing when he was in Washington. He was a really, really good player. Goes to Phoenix, tries to form this big three with him, D Book, and Brad and Kevin Durant, and it was supposed to be, man, like this is gonna be one of the top teams, and Suns going all in on championship, and it didn't work out really well. Not, it wasn't only Bradley Beal's fault. Obviously, there's a lot of other things surrounding it, but Bradley Beal was a bigger problem with it, and then also having a no trade clause really kind of messed a lot of different things up with different trades and stuff. And now it forced the Phoenix Suns to kind of go into this new direction of kind of retooling a little bit. They traded away Kevin Durant. Now Bradley Beal has been bought out and he's off the team, which I think was the right decision to make with all the stuff going on and all the talks around the conversation around Bradley Beal was just really bad to a point where it was like, yeah, like he kind of can't be here anymore. I don't feel like it's a great relationship that is going on right now in Phoenix with Bradley Beal, and he should be gone. And I like that he's gone. Look at it now for the Phoenix Suns. You see, you have Devin Booker, who just signed one of the biggest extensions in NBA history. Is going to get being paid the most money in NBA history for the next couple years. He's going to be around for a little while longer. This is more of a real retooling phase for the Phoenix Suns now. You bring in Jalen Green, drafted Kaman Maluach. It's a very young-ish team with a new young coach in Johnny Ott. I think Johnny Ott or Jordan Ott. I forgot which one his first name. Sorry. That's more of a younger player development coach. And yeah, the Suns are just going to this new direction of kind of retooling, which I don't think is bad. Honestly, now that Bradley Beal's off the team, I don't think the Suns are in that horrible of a situation right now. Yes, they're not going to be as good as they want to be. Yes, Devin Booker's probably going to have to wait around for a little while longer than you would like to try to get back to that stage back in 2021 when they were competing in the finals and winning playoff series and all this stuff like that. Obviously, that sucks for him. And it sucks for the Suns fans that would like tasted the most success they've had in a very, 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 very long time. And now it's taken away from them again. But looking at how things were going and look at what the path that maybe this was going to lead down to, I think they are kind of retooling a little bit nicely. Jalen Green might not be the best fit with him next to Devin Booker and all that stuff, but he's still a 22, 23-year-old that has a lot of potential. You still have some decent players around like Dylan Brooks and Royce O'Neal, that maybe could turn into solid. You brought in Mark Williams, Nick Richards, drafted Kamal Maluach, I think is going to be a really good player in this league. Kobe Bray has been doing really good at Summer League. Like, this is not a horrible team. Now, does it compete with some of the top teams in the West? Absolutely not. Is this team even a play-in guaranteed lock? I don't think so. Especially with even at the bottom of the West, you still have the San Antonio Spurs. The Blazers can be decent, even though I think the Suns probably going to be better than the Blazers. You still have teams like the Spurs. We don't know what the Pelicans are going to be like this year. You still have other teams. I mean, obviously you have the top teams like OKC, Dallas, Denver. The Warriors are still decent. The Lakers still have LeBron and Luka. The Clippers now got better. The Kings can still kind of win some games here and there. The Rockets are going to be really, really good. The Grizzlies are still going to be a competent team. Like, the West is a gauntlet, obviously. We know that. But the Suns are kind of putting themselves in a position to be like, you know what? We're not at the top competing, but we still have some decent things around. and we'll see how things go in during the season. Maybe maybe they're better than expected. Maybe Devin Booker's having a great season. Maybe this team comes together a little bit more than expected, and they do make a playing appearance. Maybe they're a team that the trade deadline is not very good right now. They have other pieces like Dylan Brooks and Royce O'Neal they can flip and get some decent second round picks or something back for them. I don't think the Suns are in a very horrible position right now. I think the Suns, obviously, you would want it to be better, but I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world where you look at it and you're like, ugh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like it's not horrible. And letting go of Bradley Beal was just a decision you had to make. It was a risky move. I don't know how much money they're exactly paying Bradley Beal on the buyout because yesterday it triggered more money in his contract yesterday if he was still on the team. So I'm not 100% sure what the buyout money is or anything like that right now. Maybe later it'll be announced. But I don't think the Suns are in a horrible position. I think it's something they had to do. Now to talk about it for the Clippers side, I think this is an amazing move for the Clippers. Bringing in Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, while we always talk about the money and the contract and stuff, that's not like Bradley Beal's still not a good basketball player. Like, yes, his numbers last year were not good. 17, 3 and 3. His shooting splits, this is his worst season since becoming like a all-star caliber like type player. His worst season in a very long time. But that's not act like Bradley Beal is like a ninth, 10th man in the rotation that is not good anymore. Like Bradley Beal is still good. Bradley Beal is still a guy that could come out and get you 20 points. He's still a guy that can shoot the three ball very well, shoot efficiently. Like he's still a really good player that can help your scoring. And for the Clippers, after getting rid of Norman Powell, Norman Powell had a very good year last year, MIP caliber year at age like 31. He had a star season. It was really, really good. But second half of the year, he didn't really play a lot, and the playoffs was not great. And you also think like, how real is that for Norman Powell? Like, is Norman Powell actually going to be a 22 point per game scorer now for the rest of his career? I would guess maybe not. So maybe the Clippers selling high on Norm was not a bad idea. You bring in John Collins, who I think can really fit with this team as a lob threat and can fit the defensive schemes. Because John Collins also had a really good season last year. And now you put Bradley Beal in to replace some of Norman Powell's scoring. And getting him for what? 2 years, 11 mil. So that's what? Like $5-ish million a year for Bradley Beal? Like, that is insane value. Like, if Bradley Beal wasn't, like a lot of people say, and I say it even, if you take the $50 million off of Bradley Beal, you would be like, yeah, Bradley Beal's still good. He's solid. Getting for $5 million for literally a 1/10 of that amount of money is insane. Like, I think this is a great move for the Clippers. I talked about it in my, talking about every team's free agency video I made last week. The Clippers are having a really good free agency. They're having one of the sneakier free agencies where it's not like a big deal, like everybody's talking about the Clippers. But I think they're doing a really good job in this year's free agency. I mean, you bring in Brook Lopez as a backup. Having Brook Lopez as a backup is big. Now you have Zubac and Brook Lopez, one of the better center combinations you have in the league. John Collins, you brought in, who again, I think can really help this team defensively and can be a lob threat next to James Harden, and he could play some small ball five you need him to. Now you bring in Bradley Beal as a guy that can bolster your scoring off the bench. Now you have a team of Kawhi, James Harden, Zubac, Brook Lopez, John Collins, Bradley Beal, Chris Dunn, Derek Jones, Nick Batum. I might even be forgetting a person or two. Like, that's a pretty good team. That is a pretty good team. And the Clippers are doing a lot with not coming into free agency, not having crazy amount of money or crazy amount of assets. They don't really have a lot of picks or anything like that. To walk away with those three of Brook Lopez, John Collins, and Bradley Beal. And I don't think I'm forgetting somebody. Maybe I am. I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. But walking away with those three players in free agency to bolster your lineup without the only player you really lost is Norman Powell. Like, that is a huge W for the Clippers. And I really like this move. I think they're doing some amazing things right now to try to keep this team competitive and in the thick of it in the Western Conference. So I really like this move for the Clippers. I really like this move for Bradley Beal. He gets to go to a situation where Bradley Beal is not going to be one of the main characters of this team. Like, obviously he's going to be a part of it and going to be a good part of it. Like, maybe come off the bench. I'm not sure. As like a 6-man scorer, I'm not sure. I don't know what his role is going to be yet. But he gets to go to a situation that actually needs him. The Clippers need a Bradley Beal type of player that can come in and get buckets off the bench, or if he's a starter and do all that stuff and go play next to James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Like, the Clippers actually need a guy like Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal goes to a situation that I feel like he's wanted in, and it's just a really good move. that I think you make 10 out of 10 times. Like, this is an amazing move for the value that you pick up. So I really like this. I really like this. I think this is a win-win situation. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about this move. If you're the Suns, if you're the Clippers, if you're Bradley Beal, whoever, how you feel about this move. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications, doing all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.